What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. You guessed it, today we're going to be working on a Subaru. So we got this thing finally driving and pretty much no issues. The only issue that we have right now is between a couple things. I hear something on the rear driver side of the engine. I potentially think that it's either clutch related, timing tensioner related, or we have bad gas and we're having detonation issues. We're not getting any feedback knock, and that's what makes me think that it's probably like a detonation issue, because the car is pulling timing, going a little lean. So if this isn't our issue, this is definitely a problem that we need to fix. So today we're going to be draining the tank on this thing. We're going to put some fresh 93 in it, and we're going to take it on a rip and see if a couple of our issues resolve. You can hear like a banging and a pinging sound if you are having detonation issues from bad fuel, and I think that's what's going on. I think we have bad fuel because this fuel has been sitting in this tank for approximately 10 months. Not being started, just sitting stagnant. Yes, it's been in the garage, but still, that's a long time for this fuel to be sitting in the tank, especially 93. So let's pull the return line off of this, dump it into a bucket. It only has a half tank of fuel, so that should be what, like 7 gallons, 8 gallons? Shouldn't be too bad. So let's get that off, get it in a bucket, and we get this filled up with some fresh 93. Well, that's kind of what I came up with. Let's turn on the ignition just so the fuel pump can run, and then we'll see what comes out. So that's just part of it. You can kind of see it's like a yellowish tinge. There's a little bit of dirt in the bottom of it, but it smells super like varnishy, so I think that's a big issue that we're about to resolve here. Like I said, this fuel has been sitting in this tank for about 10 months, so it's gonna be pretty gross. We got 99% of it out. The other part's over there. We got it just about as far down as we can. We'll give it one more without burning out the pump. Well, wouldn't you know it, right as we're doing stuff outside, it starts to rain. That should be 99% of all of our bad fuel. So let's get this rerouted back in here. We'll get it plugged back up to the T so we can feed our injectors. You guys usually come here a lot to watch me do dumb stuff like this? I didn't think so. Well, we got probably like 4 gallons, 5 gallons of that old gas out of here. And now we're putting in 10 gallons of fresh 93. And this thing needs a wash, so good thing it's outside for the first time in 10 months while it rains. Well, now we have a full tank of fresh 93. We can go ahead and fire this thing up. Hope a lot of our issues are resolved. Before we fire this thing up though, this thing needs a bath, bad. So we're gonna start wrapping here soon, and I don't wanna have to go through and do a full detail prior to wrap. So let's get this washed, get most of the crap off from sitting for so long, and then we'll go for a drive. Alright, so we just got her rinsed off, and now we're just gonna let her dry. I'm not too worried about like the water spots and stuff like that, because I'm gonna go through and clay the whole car before we vinyl wrap. I just wanted to get all of the sanding dust, Bondo dust, primer, everything off of the car that doesn't need to be there. I think we need to go ahead and give this thing a drive, get it fired up, make sure that our issues that we're having are gone, and then we can finish this tuning process and hopefully and finally move on to wrap and getting this thing finished up. I drove this yesterday as well, and it needs front brakes so bad. I did the rears. I didn't know how bad the fronts were, and now they're horrible. So, especially after sitting for so long, breaking the rust off of them, they're just grinding, and it's not a good time. So, let's see what a fresh tank of 93 does. Go for a quick drive, test out our air fuels now that we have fresh fuel in it. Another thing too is we don't have any feedback knock. These brakes are horrible. I don't know if you can hear that, but we don't have any feedback knock, no fine knock learn. Air fuels are good. Our dam is fine. So that's what's making me think it's an exhaust leak, because there is no way that if it was internal knocking, that we would have zero feedback knock and zero fine knock learn. If it was rod knock, it would be knocking like crazy. Still pulling a little timing. Maybe we have another vacuum leak somewhere. Yeah, it goes pretty lean. So with the air fuel, sits pretty good cruising. You give it a little throttle, it wants to go pretty lean. So that's making me think either one, our O2 sensor is getting mixed readings, so an exhaust leak somewhere, or two, we have a fuel delivery problem. I don't know. We need to do some more diagnosing. But I'll tell you, these brakes are horrible. Maybe we need new plugs too. We'll say it runs a lot better though, now that we got that fuel changed out to some fresh 93. I want to take a deeper dive into this exhaust. We're going to probably do that in the next video, just to make sure that nothing is funky there. And then I think we're going to do like a stethoscope on the engine, just so we can pinpoint where this is coming from, this clicking sound, to make sure it's not internal. Upon further investigation and using my brain a little bit, I think we have a slightly major issue with this car. I didn't show you when we went on the drive, but you could probably hear it. Number one, the car is going lean, and it has a loss of power. With that being said, when we first started the car, we did have a cylinder 2 and cylinder 4 misfire. So I think this car is out of time. I think it jumped timing. We're not going to tear into the timing in this video, but I'm pretty sure that is what is going on. If I remember correctly, which I'm pretty sure I do, when I went and timed this engine, I do not believe that I bench bled the tensioner. I read that in the instructions just like 15 minutes ago when I looked at it, and I'm like 99% confident that I didn't bench bleed the tensioner, causing this issue. So one, it jumped timing because the tensioner didn't have enough tension on the first start. That's a good possibility. How many teeth it jumped? We don't know yet. We're gonna tear into this in the next video, pull the timing covers off, put it at top dead center, check the timing, and then see what our problem is. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened because the car's not wanting to run correctly. One of the times I fired it up, it did have a long start, and I do have that clicking sound. So with that clicking sound, it could be just that it's out of time and it's making things sound weird, which is what I'm hoping. If it's 1 or 2 teeth off, that's probably what it is. If it's more than that, we'll most likely have a bent valve, either intake or exhaust. It sounds like exhaust side, so I bet you that's probably what it is. It's probably either a bent valve on the exhaust side or the exhaust side is a tooth or 2 off. These cars can run without bending valves at about 3 teeth off. Let's hope that's not the case. If it's 1 or 2, we could deal with that. Just retime the engine, bleed the tensioner, might have to get a new one, who knows. But that's where I'm gonna leave off this video. Pulled this guy back in the garage, and we're gonna have to tear into this motor again. I'm gonna do my best to try and make it to where I'm not gonna pull the motor. If I can retime it with it in the car, that'd be great. If I can't, thankfully we have everything to do it. So I'm gonna wrap up today's video right here. I appreciate all of you watching. This sucks, but it's not gonna throw that big of a wrench in our plans because we can hopefully easily get it fixed. We'll have to see in next video. I appreciate all you guys watching till the end, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.